AI is watching. Sounds like something from a sci-fi movie or perhaps one-hit wonder Rockwell in 1984. But if you go to some big chain stores, you may be under the watchful eye of artificial intelligence and not even know it. Here to talk about what it means for you, what it means for your privacy is our buddy, our friend, tech expert Dave Hatter is here. Dave, first of all, did you get the Rockwell reference?
I did, Bob. I was just going to comment on how much I appreciate that being an old guy, you know?
Right.
And if I could sing, I would hum a little tune for you, a little bit of it for you. But it's true. Someone does always seem to be watching us now. And with facial recognition, that just takes it to a new level.
Yeah. And some of these big chain stores, and I didn't quite realize this, they had already in some cases started implementing these things. And the FTC said, hey, don't do that. What's going on?
Yeah. So this came up because there's a website out there called banfacialrecognition.com. I encourage people to check it out. Again, it's banfacialrecognition.com. And there are folks concerned about facial recognition. That shouldn't be a surprise to people. There have been a lot of concerns with facial recognition, not only from the security of the data, but it's got a lot of bias and it's had a lot of problems. You've seen governments use it and then stop using it because of the bias. So I'm not saying there won't come a time where it won't ever be useful, but at the moment, it still has a lot of problems. And this website has a petition you can sign, and it shows you major retailers out there across the country who have either said, A, we're not using it and we don't plan to use it, B, we might use it at some future point, or C, we're currently using it. And it's really fascinating if you go look. For example, Walmart and Kroger, our hometown-based Kroger here, says they won't use it. Walgreens has said they might use it. And interestingly enough, Home Depot has said they are using it. So you go in, you know, Bob, every store is full of cameras already for security.
Sure.
And now with these advanced cameras, they can be connected to facial recognition. So is it possible, and they talk about this at this website, that, you know, you could be approaching a store. Again, facial recognition is certainly not perfect. It identifies you as some sort of previous shoplifter and you're banned from the store. Yeah, that's a possible reality. You know, the main reason they're going to do this, though, of course, is so they can identify you, try to figure out how much money you make and sell you more stuff while you're in the store. I mean, that's the real ultimate goal of it, I believe. But as I'm sure you can guess, Bob, I am not a fan of this. And I can tell you, I won't be shopping at any stores that are using this technology.
It just feels like, and I know Rite Aid is the chain that got in particular trouble with the FTC, and they were using it, they say, in just a very limited number of stores and that kind of thing. But talk about a couple of different things. What were the specific issues? Was it misidentifying people? Were they stopping people from getting into the stores? And then even beyond that, do you think once this technology gets better, is there going to be, these are private businesses, is there going to be any way to stop them from using this?
Well, to be honest with you, Bob, I'm not that familiar with the Rite Aid case and why they were told to stop. I'm glad that happened. But, you know, there are a lot of concerns with this. Again, there have been many studies that have shown over time bias in these algorithms. Okay, so it doesn't identify people correctly. It makes bad decisions, that sort of thing. Like you say, there have been many governments who've gone down this road and then stopped because of the bias. There's a lot of studies out there on it. And, you know, I think that will improve over time. But like anything that's AI-based, a lot of it has to do with bias in the algorithms and frankly, bias in the training data. So again, I think that'll improve over time. You know, to your question about as private businesses, can you stop them? Well, probably not. We don't currently have any laws that prevent this. There are many states looking at privacy laws. Ohio, Kentucky, California passed a very rigorous privacy law. So I think there might be some regulation that would potentially impact this, although there's none on the books right now. I think the biggest thing you can do is vote with your wallet. Again, I encourage people to check out banfacialrecognition.com. You can sign their petition, and you can also, you know, use their site to reach out to these retailers and say, I don't want you to do this. Yeah. And then I think vote with your pocketbook. Now, you know, it gets harder and harder to avoid this stuff, Bob, but obviously if you shop online, that would allow you to avoid this kind of issue. And again, I can tell you, there's no chance that if I know a store is doing this, I will shop in that store. And I think, you know, as a consumer, you just got to make your voice clear and vote with your checkbook.
Yeah, the technology is certainly not going to slow down. We're seeing that just about everywhere right now. Dave, as always, we appreciate your time, buddy. Go listen to some Rockwell.
My pleasure. My pleasure, Bob. Happy New Year, and I'm going to listen to some Rockwell today in your honor.
I appreciate that very much. All right.
Thanks for checking out Local 12's YouTube channel. Click the links and hit subscribe so you can be notified anytime we post new stories.